Hi everyone, I'm Marissa Sarback. Welcome to The Buzz, Newsday's weekly series covering the hottest trends in music, fashion, television, and so much more. Our next guest is a wrestling star and one of the celebrity judges on TBS's new extreme talent competition show, The Go Big Show. Cody Rhodes, thank you so much for joining us today. So great to have you with us on The Buzz.
Thank you very much for having me. I must let everyone know I did have a suit and tie on earlier, and I forgot I was going to be on video. I took it off. I had my puffy winter jacket on. I hope it's okay with everybody.
It is okay with everybody. Everybody has been very low key in sweatpants home during the pandemic, so I feel like you get an out here. You get a pass.
I cheated when the other interviews I did earlier because I was wearing this shirt, tie, vest, and sweatpants. So now I feel like I'm not cheating anymore.
That's all right. You know what? We appreciate you coming on regardless of what you're wearing. Thank you so much. We know you must be so excited about the new show on TBS. First of all, tell us how you ended up as a celebrity judge for Extreme Talents. What is it like to branch out from wrestling to doing this?
To be able to kind of dip my toe into different water with Go Big Show and a talent show that turns talent shows on their ears with no singing and no dancing and heartland specific acts. That was an easy ask for me to be part of it. I definitely don't feel like I qualify as someone who can judge a gentleman who's swallowing a sword and lifting Rosario Dawson up on hooks with his eyelids, but I can judge it based on how I feel in the moments, I suppose. And of course, to be able to share a panel with Snoop Dogg, Jennifer Nettles, and the Jedi herself, Rosario Dawson, I was not gonna pass at that. I was completely honored and privileged to have been a part of this show and this quarantine bubble, and Go Big Show is just so many memories come from it, and I really hope people are enjoying it as much as I enjoyed being part of it.
Cody, it really is quite the crew. I love that picture that we just brought up on screen. What's the energy level like on set? Because it comes across on camera as very exciting, very energetic, dramatic, so much fun.
The production was really good about keeping the judges sheltered from the acts before we saw them in real time. And then the fact that we were able to have a crowd, but safely, due to the pandemic with the tailgate crowd, and for them to be able to see it in real time, energy was just every act is so many of these acts are acts of survival, whether it's a nitro circus ramp from Curtis or reckless bin on slack lines or, alligator traversing a pond of alligators. These are acts of survival. So the energy is kind of constant throughout, incredibly high, no pun intended to my fellow judge, Snoop Dogg, the dog father there. But that energy was set from day one on set, and it continues all the way to the finals.
So many interesting talents that you just listed off there. What is going to be the most extreme talent that we see on the show? I know we're expecting it to run through March.
Well, the most extreme, I'd say I got the chance to see whether it was Kevin in his monster truck and what he was able to do with what I thought would just be traditionally, demolition derby, and it wasn't, or the fact that there is a young man who goes into the pen with a bull for what he calls bull dancing. That one for me was a level of extreme that if it goes wrong, you don't survive. So that for me was difficult to watch. Even more difficult to judge, but all part of the experience that we call Go Big Show.
It kind of makes you wonder how these people practice these talents and get to this point.
I asked that exact question, is where some of these things are so heartland and so nuanced, is who do you practice with? How do you practice this stuff? And how do you come up with it in a way that it's not just a stunt, that it's an act, that it's a story being told? I leveled with so many of these contestants vying for this $100,000 because wrestling is such a nuanced form of combat or form of theater, or however you want to look at it. So I know about being part of kind of that nuanced area, and for them to be able to shine on stage, Oh man, I love watching it every week. I never watched any of the screeners they sent me because I wanted to watch it in real time with our global audience, and it's been fun.
Well, we have an example of that, so I'd like to bring that up on screen for everybody right now.
This is gonna hurt me a lot more.
No. Look at her mouth! Oh God! Flex your abs, Rosario!
I'm so torn between whose reaction is funnier, you or Snoop, because he just covers his eyes and you get up and walk away and go behind the chair. It seems so genuine.
It definitely was genuine. Thank gosh he didn't have to do it more than once. And as I said with that episode, we were all fairly terrible friends to Rosario because he dangles that sword over her for like 30 seconds. And we just sat there like, oh, that's normal. I mean, that all could have gone so bad. And Andrew being a total professional and someone to keep an eye on throughout the competition. Those are the types of things you see on Go Big Show. And they really are. I love the emoji attached to the hashtag is like the classic mind blown. Because, I mean, that's real cliched until it isn't. And with this show, certainly a lot of mind blowing stuff.
Yeah, and I know there really are a lot of professionals that we watch. I know your other professional life, you're one of the premier talents for All Elite Wrestling. Now, Long Island has always been a hotspot for professional wrestling, and once you are able to go on tour again, do you see AEW making Long Island a regular stop?
Long Island not only is a huge part of wrestling history, Long Island, we have a great roster that has many Long Island natives. None other, probably our fastest rising star, my former little protege, and that being MJF. Will definitely, you can't have pro wrestling without hitting all the New York markets. And as the vaccine comes and touring returns, it's going to take time. The safest way to do it is slow and steady. So that we can secure this for something for our future. But we'll definitely be in Long Island. We'll definitely be all over the New York markets because we have a roster filled with New York guys. And wrestling in those places, as I've wrestled in Long Island a bazillion times, it's very rewarding. Right now, it's fun to be in an open air amphitheater, and it's fun to do it really strictly for the cameras. But I look forward heavily to the days we're able to go to somewhere like Long Island.
I think you're going to have a lot of viewers very happy to hear that news, something to look forward to in 2021. And I know another thing to look forward to, you and your wife, Brandy, recently announced that you are expecting your first child. Mm-hmm. Now, you're a second generation star. Have you thought about your baby entering the business in the future?
I've thought about it. Everybody asked me about it, and Brandy actually asked me about it. I think my only strategy would be, my dad was really good. He just brought me around it. And if I liked it, I liked it. And if I didn't, he wouldn't bring me around it. But I think we'll probably apply that same strategy. Now, my dad was old school. He didn't really smarten me up to it. So people who would be beating him up or busting him open, I'd be real mad at backstage. And he had to kind of explain to me it was a little bit different. I probably will try to smarten that kid up, or maybe I won't, just to see if I can have the same amount of fun he did. But it's a great industry. It's finally thriving again. And I'm so proud of being a pro wrestler. I'll definitely bring he or she, whenever I'm told, when Brandy lets me know, I'll bring them around it because the sky's the limit for a baby Rhodes, that's for sure.
Well, a huge congratulations on Baby Rhodes. That is such exciting news, something to look forward to in 2021. And you have so many exciting things on the horizon for you right now. Cody, thank you so much for your time and taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much. And the next time we speak, I'll have a suit and tie. I am so sorry for having taken it off. I promise you. But yes, I can't wait. Thank you so much.
We're going to hold you to that. Cody, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more on Cody Rhodes and other Buzz guests, head on over to newsday.com/thebuzz. Be sure to check out Cody's new show, Go Big Show, right now on TBS. Thank you so much for joining us today on Newsday's The Buzz. Till next time, I'm Marissa Sarback.